Good afternoon. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. My name is Leon Jones, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about critical infrastructure. A lot of people don't know what critical infrastructure is, but it's very important that you understand what's going on in your country. So, what I'm going to get into is information on critical infrastructure. So the title of this video is, what is critical infrastructure? Share my screen. And we're going to talk about critical infrastructure. It's very important. Now, of course, critical infrastructure or critical national infrastructure, which is the term used in the UK, is a term used by governments to describe assets that are essential for the functioning of a society or economy. The infrastructure most commonly associated with the term are facilities for shelter. What's included in shelter? Heating, natural gas, fuel, oil, district heating, agriculture, which is food production and distribution, water supply, drinking water, wastewater, sewage, stemming of surface water like dikes and sluices, public health, your hospitals and ambulance, our roads, transportation, and your transportation systems provide fuel supplies, railway networks, harbors, inland shipping, and of course, airports, security services such as your police and military, electricity generation, which is transmission and distribution. Examples are fuel oil, natural gas, coal, nuclear power, renewable energy, which is basically naturally replenished on a human time scale, such as sunlight, rain, tides, waves, and geothermal heat. Telecommunication, which is coordination for successful operations. And you have your economic sector, which includes goods, services, financial services, such as your banking and clearing. Now, when we deal with critical infrastructure, there are basically, it used to be 18, now it's down to 14. So what the NIST has done, and this is as of the Patriot Act of 2001, they've taken sectors, and let me make a correction on that. It used to be 18 critical sectors, it's 16. However, there are a number of critical infrastructures that agencies are responsible for, like your agriculture and food, which that's under the Departments of Agriculture and Health and Human Services. Your water is under your Environmental Protection Agency. Public health, again, is under your Department of Health and Human Services. Of course, governments are under the Department of Homeland Security. Your defense industrial base is under your DOD, your Department of Defense. Now you have information and telecommunications, which is under Department of Commerce. Energy is under your DOE, Department of Energy. If I use acronyms, it's because I was in the military and it shortens the amount of words that I have to pronounce. But I'll make sure I give you a clean-cut definition on what I'm talking about with the acronyms. Transportation and shipping is under your DOT. DOT stands for Department of Transportation. And you have banking and finance, which is under the Department of Treasury. Then you have your chemical industry and hazardous materials, they're under your DHS, which DHS is Department of Homeland Security. Now, the agencies that I'm giving you are all federal, but state has their own brand as well. You have your natural or your national monuments and icons under the Department of Interior, and critical manufacturing is under Department of Homeland Security. Now, when we talk about the critical infrastructure, it's actually been in place since 1996. The framework was published after 2011. Now, there's a plan called NIIP. There you go with the acronyms again. NIIP stands for National Infrastructure Protection Plan, NIPP. And that basically defines critical infrastructure in the United States Presidential Policy Directive 21, which is known as PPD 21, that was issued in February of 2013. And that was entitled Critical Infrastructure Security and Resilience Mandated. And that was mandated to update the NIIP, the NIPP, which is your National Infrastructure Protection Plan. Again, it was mandated to update the National Infrastructure Protection Plan. That's what I meant to say, not infrastructure plan. Now, you have to understand that the revision of the plan was enacted to establish 16 critical infrastructure sectors: chemical, commercial facilities, communications, critical manufacturing, dams, defense industrial base, energy, emergency services, financial services, food and agriculture, government facilities, healthcare and public health, information technology, nuclear reactors, materials and waste, transportation systems, water and wastewater systems. Now, all those sectors are important because if a terrorist destroys one of those sectors of infrastructure, that could basically slow society down. Now, of course, one thing that you didn't hear was monuments. Monuments and icons, along with postal and shipping sectors, were removed in 2013. Now, again, when we deal with the Department of Homeland Security, and these are the agencies responsible for some of the sectors. Again, the DHS is responsible for your chemical, communications, commercial facilities, critical manufacturing, dams, emergency services, government facilities, jointly with the GSA, the Government or the General Services Administration, information technology, nuclear reactors, materials and waste, and transportation systems, jointly with the DOT, the Department of Transportation. Then you have your DOD, which is Department of Defense. That's your Defense Industrial Base. DOE, they're responsible for energy. Department of Treasury is responsible for financial services. Department of Agriculture is responsible for food and agriculture. General Service Administration, which is GSA. That's a government facility that's jointly or joined at the hip with the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, and then you have your DHHS, which is your Department of Health and Human Services. They basically are in charge of what's going on with healthcare and public health. And you have your DOT, Department of Transportation, your EPA, your water and wastewater systems. And again, when it comes to critical infrastructure, this is just an overview. Critical infrastructure is a term used by governments to describe assets that are essential for functioning of a society and economy. And the infrastructure is most commonly associated with the term and facilities for shelter, heating, agriculture, water supply, public health, transportation, security services, telecommunications, economics, and of course, electricity. And that concludes this video on critical infrastructure systems. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want more content that goes deep into politics and social issues, check out the 401 Talk Zone radio show on Blog Talk Radio and YouTube. And of course, if you can't find the Mind of STEM channel or the 401 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, you can check me out on Twitter. And again, please like, share, and subscribe to the Mind of STEM channel. On this channel, I'm giving you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And again, infrastructure is very important to this country. Without it, we can't survive. So in the end, check out the 16 sectors of critical infrastructure. You'll find the interest will overwhelm you with the information. I mean, I know I talk about government, but critical infrastructure is very important to us as a society, because without infrastructure, we can't function. And once again, thank you for listening to the Mind of STEM channel. On this channel, I'm giving you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you to have a wonderful and gracious day. God bless you. I'm out.